this practice was all about the movement. And it is. But it's about really trying to access some breath. So the way you're going to access more inhales is really easy. It is really simple, actually. Like, we just make it really kind of complex. But to get bigger space for breathing in, you have to move the exhales through to the bottom of your lungs. And so I want to get you connected to your breath right away, because it's not about the movement. The movement's more like the icing, but the cake is the breathing. And then you just witness, am I even breathing? And as you get moving and as you get breathing out more, you're going to start releasing tension. And as you release more tension, you're going to start to really organically feel the breath fill up your own body. But for right now, this is about just not adding more on, but paring down. And make a commitment to just lay your life down for a little while. And just acknowledge that you have a pretty active, pretty busy life, and you wouldn't have it any other way. You want to be an active participant to your own life. But your life will wait for you. This is for you to give back to you. Stretch your arms out in front of you. And you want to straighten your arms all the way out. You want your hands and arms shoulder width apart. You want to press those palms right down into the floor. Feel your elbows lift off the ground, your forearms too. Anchor really strongly down through the palms and the finger bones. Bring yourself up onto all fours. Right away, just start taking some giant hip circles. And you don't want to be in a hurry, because this is just kind of a way for you to just kind of greet your own body, like you've been in it all day. But this is for you to connect to you. And then come back to center. And then drop your belly all the way down. Stretch your chest, stretch your tailbone up toward the ceiling. And then round your back like an angry cat. You want to press the upper back straight into the ceiling. And the way you do that is by rooting down through the hands and arms. Like your hands and arms are your roots, and from there you press up a little more toward the ceiling. Ooh, that warmth feels nice. Inhale, drop your belly, long breath in. Exhale everything. Really hear yourself. I think sometimes we get frustrated with somebody and we say, do you hear yourself right now? Inhale, let your belly sink. Fill your lungs up just with the space there is. And then send all that breath through, rounding. Feel your tailbone lengthen towards your feet. Because we're always making sure it's all about face, like it's all about what's happening in the front. Really mindfully feel that tailbone lengthen. Hang out there for a moment, because people complain all the time about their back, low back. The low back and the hip joints always jam into each other, and it creates this compression. And so you just bring some attention to where there's compression, because you came to decompress. Drop your belly, look up. Round your back one more time. Really mindfully press your chin straight down into your chest. And then come back to center. And then curl your toes under. And start to lift your knees up off the ground. And as you lift your knees up off the ground, send your hips up and then back, downward facing dog. Keep really aware that your knees stay bent. And then start to, with bent knees, Root down through your heels a little bit, just a little, because it's your first down dog. You're just getting started. Like, don't write yourself off before you just get started. It's so easy to do, though. But from there, root your heels down just a little, and then feel your tailbone tilt up toward the ceiling. Exhale everything you have and send your hips back off your shoulders. Good. And bring your legs together. Press your left heel a little more toward the floor and squeeze your left leg. Inhale your right leg all the way up. Big exhalation is what's going to take and create a big bend in your right knee. Flex the right foot. And just peel the right side open. Again, it's your first one. It's just a way to give your right side of your pelvis like a little yawn. But it's not a big yawn. It's just creating a little more room. Right away, just send that hip right down. Roll the hip down to meet the left. And then take the right foot to the floor. Left leg, take it all the way up. But really root through the right leg. You can still keep a bend in that bottom knee. And kick the leg a little higher. Bend the upper knee and roll open. Upper foot's going to press. It's like your upper foot's a feeler, and you're just going to press your foot like you could feel it right into the earth instead of into the air. Roll that left hip down. Feel your leg come down. Walk right up to the front edge of your mat. And split your feet hip width apart. And bring your hands to the floor out in front of you. You want to have your wrists and shoulders lined up. Walk your hands, Kathy, out just a little more. Yeah. And then with your hands underneath your shoulders, rock your body weight forward. And then use your exhale to shift your hips back. And then rock your body weight forward. And take your attention to your right leg and inhale the right leg up in the air. Right leg goes up. Kick it up a little higher. Rock forward so your shoulders line up over your wrists. And then as you exhale, send that hip down. Left leg, take it on the in-breath all the way up. Keep your head really dropped. There you go. Kick that leg a little higher. And keep breathing, keep breathing. Because you're working that bottom leg, and that upper leg is being held up. And yet the breathing is going to keep telling you this is manageable. Exhale that leg down to the floor. Bring your hands to your hips. And with your hands to your hips, bend your knees. Press your feet straight down through the floor, as if you could drive your feet through the floor. Roll on up to stand. You need to pull the belly in. And then take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, clasp hold. And then right away, bring your focus into your shoulder blades. Press your shoulder blades in toward the mid-spine. Hike your shoulders from your ears. Feel the crown of your head trying to press, like it's trying to push up into the ceiling. And then if you can, send your arms away from your butt a little bit. But keep squeezing the shoulder blades. Keep squeezing both arms toward each other. And remember to exhale. And then inhale. And then exhale. Fold forward again. Keep the arm bind. And then bring your hands to your shin bones. Lift halfway up. Hike your shoulders down from your ears. Like, it's amazing. The body will do what we ask. And if we're really just with our body, we can watch. The body will just listen to the instruction. Feel the crown of your head press like it's pushing into the front wall. Feel your tailbone press to the back wall. And then let your front ribs soften towards your belly button. All the time, mine will stick out toward the floor. Every time you come to practice, you just get a little more aware and a little more aware of your alignments, your breath, your body, your life, whatever. So keep breathing. And exhale, fold forward. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Make sure your feet are apart enough so you feel like you've created stability for yourself. And then just let yourself rock, sway side to side. When we haven't done something really consistently, we've fallen off the wagon, so to speak, there can be a tendency for our ego to think that we got to catch up. We got to catch up. You don't have to catch up to anything. You're just going to just be with your body, every breath, every movement, little by little, and next thing you know, you're out of here. So if you had an expectation for yourself, drop it. And I'll drop mine. And let's just work with what we have. Bring your hands to your hips. Send all the breath through. Roll up to standing. Really want to pull in the belly. Your spine says, I need support, man. And then inhale, arms reach all the way up. Lift your gaze and look up. And as you lift your chin toward the ceiling, keep rooting through the floor with your feet. Firm your legs up. Let your tailbone lengthen down a little bit. Yeah. And then let the front ribs, again, be mindful. Are they softening back into the body? So front ribs will just kind of soften toward the belly button. Hike your shoulders down while your arms are reaching. Breathe in. Hands to your heart. Bend your knees and fold right in. Fold forward. Lift halfway up. Press the palms against the front of the legs. Send the shoulders back and soften the front ribs into the belly, toward the belly button. And then let your front ribs stick out toward the floor. Yeah. And then soften your front ribs toward the belly button again. And notice how that creates a length in the spine. And oftentimes when we're not in movement, we'll have a tendency to hold the breath. So keep breathing out. Fill up. Big exhale will fold you in half. Knees stay bent. Head drops. Long breath in. Come all the way to stand. Use your exhale. Pull the hands right to the heart. Forward fold. Keep using the breath to move you. It's not the movement that comes first. It's the breath that leads the physical movement. Your inhale pulls you halfway up. Your exhale helps move you to a down-facing dog. Taking your breath in as you lift your heels and hips super high. Take your hips way over to the right on the out breath. It's as if the outer right leg could press against this wall. Back to center with your breath in. Send your hips to the left, out breath. Inhale yourself back up. Shift forward into a high push-up position. Push your heels straight back. Pick your thighs up. Just get right into your breathing. You want to feel like you're pushing your hands and arms straight down through the floor. That's going to lift your chest up really nice. Rock forward. Bend the elbows and lower halfway. Out with the breath. Long breath in. Up facing. You want to feel like your hips are trying to pull forward and you're trying to pull the mat back with your hands. It'll help move your spine right back home. Downward dog, big exhalation. Good work. Long breath in and out with it. Fill up. Clean house. Take the breath in. Plumb the breath into the body. Send it all the way through, like really extinguish it. So you got to follow it to the tail end. When it's clear, hug your belly in. Look right between your hands. Just walk feet to your hands. Lift halfway, breathing in. Forward fold, empty. Rise all the way up. Find your footing. Find your feet. Find your fingertips, pull them out of the knuckles, fold forward, knees bend. Fill up, halfway lift. Out breath, stepping into plank position. And if you wanted to take your knees down, absolutely, it's on offer. Look forward though. Keep your chest elevated, so if you just keep pushing through those arms, the chest lifts. Rock forward on the balls of the feet, empty out. Upward dog, gently press your shoulders toward the parking lot. Down facing dog. In with it. Out. In with it. Open your feet a little wider, just a little bit, yeah. Out. Breath in. Out. Then you walk feet to your hands. And you walk with purpose. Inhaling. Halfway. Easy, easy fold in. Knees stay soft. Head lets go all the way though. All the way up to stand. Rise up nice and easy. Big easy breath out. Forward fold. Halfway up. Use your out breath to find high push up. Low push up. Upward dog. Pause. Keep breathing. Don't pause the breath. Just stay in the pose and really open up. And then down facing. Inhale. Open the mouth, clear. Walk up nice and easy, belly in. Halfway lift. Interlace your hands at your low back. Empty out, forward fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips, and then bring your chest up off your thighs. You're going to bring yourself up into chair pose, but you're going to keep thinking about the hands staying interlaced, and you're going to feel those shoulders pressed together. And as you feel the shoulders pressed together, do you guys feel how it opens up the chest? Your chest? Breathe into the space you just created. And make sure that exhale gets funneled out, because the exhales release the tension in the upper chest, which will always kind of put our nervous system on the ledge, on the rails, even if it's subtle. You get awake to that and aware to that. Sit down a little bit more, but squeeze your thighs. Feel your tailbone lengthen toward the floor. So if you don't bend down as deep, that's okay, but iron out the low back. And then feel your chest trying to pull up, up, up toward the ceiling. Sit back into your heels a little more and breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in. Forward fold, out breath. Halfway up, in breath. Step back to down dog. Breath in. Out. In your downward dog, lift your heels up really high. Exhale them to the floor. And then bend your right knee while your left heel presses, and then the other side. And just walk it out a little bit. And then bring your legs together. And inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Use your exhalation to sweep that leg through to your right thumb. So you bring that right foot right to your right thumb. You take your back knee down on the floor. You pad up the knee if you need to with the outer edge of your mat. Just like old times, right? And then I want you to inhale your arms up to the ceiling. I'd like you to interlace your fingers, and I'd like you to press them right over the crown of your head. So if your palms just flatten right over crown of your head, and then I want you to push really strongly the crown of your head into your palms. Keep breathing. Breathe out. Release the arms on the breath in, the arms reach up. On the exhalation, you could take a little baby back bend. Bring your hands to the floor. Down facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Lift it up a little higher as you breathe in a little more. Exhale, sweep it forward to your left thumb. You could walk it over just a little bit if you wanted, and then send that back knee down, top of the back foot rest. And then go ahead and bring yourself up to stand. Make sure your front knee is over your ankle and the outer edge of your foot's pressing. Yes. You feel how that front quad engaged? Really good. Okay, interlace your hands behind you. Again, actively bring awareness to your shoulders. Take them down. Take the shoulders toward the parking lot so you feel your spine move right in toward the heart. Your eyes on one place. You can send your arms away from your butt a little bit. Keep feeling. I move my shoulders back. And suddenly I've made room for my spine. And if you make room for your spine, your whole day is just better. You don't just feel better physically, you take that feeling into your day. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Interlace your fingers over your head and just push like you're trying to create space. And arms are going to go straight up though. Palms are right over your head. And with the arms straight up, yeah. So as you're doing this, just actively think you're pushing. And then bring awareness to where are my shoulders again. And it's so common for all of us to just have our shoulders way, way up by the ears. And we're kind of overextend. You don't need to do that. You just need to soften those shoulders down and just give a press. And then right away, bring awareness to your front ribs and make sure that they're softening back down toward the belly button. Press your hips forward. Take a long breath in. Baby back bend, out breath. Bring your hands right to the floor. High push-up. Exhale, lower. Upward. Shoulders back. Downward facing. Right foot stepping into warrior one. But your back heel spins flat. You're only going to come up when you hear your inhale take you up to stand. Your breath is your teacher. Like your breath is a teacher that says, here's when you come up to stand. And then your fingertips want to lengthen out of the knuckles. And then you want to bring awareness. Where are my front ribs again? And as your front ribs soften back down and toward the belly button, you iron out that whole middle back. Feel your right hip and right lung draw back. And then pressing the outer edge of your back foot down into the floor. And then keep breathing. See if your front knee bends just a little bit deeper. Press it just a little more out to the pinky toe edge. And then relax your jaw. Relax your jaw. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Bring your palms to your heart, out breath, hands meet the floor. High to low push up. In upward dog, this is where you want to take more breath in. And then you want to move it through. You want to take a breath again. You want to just shake out your head, shake it out. And then take your left foot and bring it into warrior one. And move easy. Move easy. And then again, take the inhale that takes you up to stand. And as you move easy, and as you remember the breath leads, the breath is the ringleader. And your practice will start to feel more fluid and also more manageable. Press that left knee, coax it open just a little more. Root down through that left foot. And really get rooted in your back leg. Like we need roots. We need the roots of our legs and feet and breath. And you want to land your gaze on one thing. Soft eyes. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Empty. Tilt. Squeeze your back thigh a little more. Good. Next breath in, you'll feel length through the lateral body. And then you want to pull the hands right down to the heart, just a little below. Move right into plank position. On an inhale. And on an exhale. On an inhale, upward. And on an exhale, downward. Take in a breath. When you feel it really move to the bottom, then you've cleared the space to move forward. Walk, feet to your hands. Halfway up. Fold forward. Bend your knees. Sit your butt a little bit more. Arms reach up on a breath in. Out with a breath. Chest into the thighs. Halfway lift. Breathe in. And move back. High push up. Move with your exhalation to low push up. Upward. Downward facing. The right foot steps to warrior one. Your inhale brings you up. The out breath brings you back to the floor. Again, root through the palms, root through the finger bones and the knuckles. Rock forward, lower, elbow straight back. Upward dog, shoulders back, downward facing. Inhale, clear it all. Left foot stepping. Use your inhale to come on up. Use your exhalation to find the floor. Right through. High and low. And up dog. And down dog. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Inhale. And out. And walk. Feet to your hands. Halfway up. Forward fold. Rise up to stand. Pull the palms right to your heart. Taking a breath in where you are. And out. Shoulders move back. Spine moves forward, moves home. Bend your knees. Arms reach up. Out breath. Fold forward. Halfway up. Down dog. Right foot steps forward. Bring your back knee down on the ground. Cushion it up. And then inhale, arms reach. Palms to the heart with the breath out. Shoulders back. Inhale. Turn your entire torso to the right wall. Left elbow is going to hook outside. Press that right thigh right into that elbow, but lift that chest up. Yes. Slide those shoulders back and down. And so bring awareness to your bottom shoulder and send it towards your bottom hip. Yeah, feel how that opened you? Now breathe into that opening. And out. Take your arms wide apart. And if you take your arms apart, just make sure your bottom wrist is under your bottom shoulder. So you can bring your fingertips to the floor. And you just open it up. Breathe everything out. Big breath in. Bigger breath out. Bring your hands to the ground. High push-up. Lower. Upward. Down facing. Take your right knee to the floor. And turn your back foot flat. Right arm is under the right shoulder. You're opening up for a modified side plank. You take your left arm up. Feel both shoulders come back to this wall behind you. Walk your bottom hand, Caroline, right under your shoulder a little more. Yes. Root through the outer edge of that back foot. So put the back foot on the floor and press the outer edge like it's pressing against the curb. And feel that right hip tuck in a little more. And breathe. Now take your upper arm and just stretch it out toward the whatever they got going on in there. No one told me they'd be here. You guys are such a compassionate group. Take your upper arm out, breath, wrap it all around behind you. And bring awareness to that upper lung rolling open. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. And release. Hands meet the floor. Go through the Vinyasa or just go into down dog. Breathing in and out. Take your left foot forward. Bring your back knee down on the ground. Pat it up. Walk that left foot over just a little more, Kath. Toward the outer edge of your mat. Yeah, there you go. Just give yourself a little space and stability and bring yourself up. Arms reach. Palms will face one another. And then use your exhalation to pull the hands strongly to the heart. Take in a breath. Shoulders back. Spine moves back in. And spin right elbow outside the left thigh. And again, bring awareness to your bottom shoulder. And press your bottom shoulder to this wall directly behind you. Yep. Press the palms together and pick your chest up off your left thigh. But then peel your left hip back. Go back into breathing. You don't want to get so involved in the alignment that you forget to live in the pose. Like I spent so many years of my life, my yoga life and my life, because my yoga life just mirrored me in my life, tweaking every little thing. And I think I've lost something in that translation because I was so busy trying to align that I wasn't living. Taking a breath in. Out with a breath, arms open wide. Inhale. Out with it. Roll open. Inhale. Feel your upper lung and shoulder roll back, but feel your bottom lung just start rolling open toward this ceiling. And it's not something you force yourself and cram yourself into. It's the exhalation, just kind of moving the torso. And as it gets a little more malleable, you can go places. There's room. Good. Release the breath. Let the upper arm stretch to the front of the room. Big inhale. Out breath wraps the upper arm around the back. Breathe here. And so breathe by breathing out. Because if you breathe out, breathing in will take care of itself on your behalf. And then release. Hands to the floor. And then down dog. And then take your left knee gently down on the ground. And then your left knee comes down. And your back leg straightens behind you. And you're going to open up into side plank on the left side. Make sure that left knee is right under the hip. And the wrist is stacked under the shoulder. So you really do take care of the joints. And if you take care of the joints, one, you'll be safer, and two, you'll be freer. And then the body won't feel overworked because we won't be taxing and overworking one joint and not incorporating another. Pull this bottom shoulder down. Yep. Breathe in. Breathe out to return back to the ground. Down facing. Big inhale. Big out breath. When all that air is really truly gone, you've just kind of wrung yourself out, walk feet to your hands. Halfway, inhale. Fold forward, breathe out. Rise on up. Bend the knees, pull the hands to the heart, right into a twist. Left elbow hooks the outside of the right thigh. Your left knee will probably be trying to get ahead of you. So peel the left hip back a little bit and drop those hips down. Get back into exhaling. And then take your fingertips to the floor right in front of your toes. Upper hand high. Breathe in. Yep, right arm goes straight up. Feel your torso roll open toward that right side. And breathe in. And then out. And in. Really separate your feet. Hip width apart. Maybe even a little wider. Grab your big toes and take a breath in and pull your spine long toward the front of the room. Out breath, fold. So lengthen that spine before you take the fold. And then let the exhale soften. Let your head drop. Your knees can stay bent. You could even open up your feet, Caroline, so you get a little more. Yeah. And then just think, my heels root down into the floor. My chest is on my thighs. Oh yeah, where's my breath? See what I mean? You can get so into the pose that you forget to live it. You forget to really be in it because you're always about the doing. So this brings balance. We're still very much doing in the practice. Yoga is action, but the breathing creates a suppleness to the strengthening. Release, hands to the hips. Bring yourself up. Root down through the feet. Bring your feet together. Bend your knees. Drop your hips. Sweep up. Pull the hands to the heart and twist to the other side. And then look at that left knee. Peel it, the left hip back, or right knee. Peel that right hip back. Sink your hips a little bit lower. Pull your chest up off your thighs. So your heart wants away from your legs. Your hips sink. Your heart is not sinking. Your heart is soaring. And then extend the arms apart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Separate your feet out hip width again. Ragdoll, opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just let yourself rock side to side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your elbows a little more, Kathy. Release your elbows a little more toward the front. Yeah. So the shoulders. Yeah, exactly. Breathe in and breathe out. And then bring your hands to your hips. Bring yourself all the way up to stand. Land your gaze on one place in front of you. Sweep the arms up. Wrap the right arm underneath the left for eagle. Lift the elbows in line with your shoulders. And then again, that action of sending the shoulders back, the spine moves toward the heart. And just press those elbows and forearms away from you. Press your upper middle back to this parking lot. Good. Breath in. Out. Release the arms. Now bend your right elbow behind your head. Now take your left arm alongside your body. Bend your elbow. And if you can, grab just your shirt. And breathe. Tongue behind the two front teeth. Mouth closed if you can. And you want to inhale and exhale through the nose, but have that sound be activated at the bottom of the throat, back of the throat. Release the arms. And inhale, arms reach. Exhale, the left arm wraps under. In the front for the eagle arms again. And press those arms away from you. Don't worry about your lower body right now. Firm in your legs, though. Firm in your legs. Tailbones lengthening. Very good. Release. Inhale, arms reach. Left elbow, bend it. Catch hold of your shirt. You could kind of do that whole wiggle walk thing with the bottom arm, but otherwise just grab onto your shirt. In with a breath. Stay rooted in your lower body, so feet pressed, thighs squeezing, tailbone dropping down. Exhale, release. Big sweep up. Right arm underneath the left. Right leg up and over the left thigh. Feel your right hip. Very slow movement. Draw it back. Right hip draws back a little more. Nice, Kendra. And draw the belly in. And just let your tailbone just kind of soften towards your bottom heel. Get right into the thighs. You need to work the legs. And release on the out breath. Sweep up. Left arm, left leg. Breathe in. And breathe out. Thighs squeezing. Jaw relaxing. So you work the legs. You're strong in the legs. Your belly, you get conscious of your core. You draw it in. But relax through your jaw. Relax your shoulders down. Press them back. Squeeze the thighs. Big breath in. Use your out breath to sink in a little deeper into your ego. So you guys are still in it. Bend your bottom knees until you're like, I can't bend anymore. From there, sweep up. There. Left arm is going to stay up. Activate the arm. Muscle hugs bone. Eyes soft in front of you. Big breath in. Right arm sweeps up. Out breath. Breathe out, catch hold of the right inner foot. So the inside of the foot. Feel the knees and thighs press toward each other. And then with you feeling the legs kind of squeezing toward one another, kick the upper foot back. Lift the chest high. Pull your chest up higher, Kath. Slow movement. Breathe. Release. Sweep up. Out breath, left arm. Catch hold. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another so you remember to really root through the legs. And then kick that foot up and back. Eyes set. Chest is lifting. Eyes eye level or just a tiny bit above. It's going to keep your chest up actually. And release. Good. And go ahead and just turn toward this wall here. And just standing again, taking King Dancer one more time on each side. So just land your gaze. Sweep the arm up. Catch hold of that foot. Big air with breathing. Bottom leg, squeeze it. Let your foot, bottom foot, really spread across the floor. But it's not, you're not driving it, you're not doing that. You're just activate your leg. Kick your upper leg a little more away from you. Nice. And release. Good job. Other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And we'll move forward. And breathe. If you breathe slowly in and then slowly out, it'll give you an inward focus as opposed to the external. Release. Nice job. Okay, go ahead and take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh. And bring both hands to the hips. And then press the upper foot as if it's against a wall. And then just bend that bottom knee a little more. And very, very slowly sink. And you have to breathe. This is where your chest can start coming forward. If you wanted, your fingertips could come to the floor out in front of you. Shoulders over the wrists. Shoulders over the fingertips. And just sink down where you feel a stretch. But if you right away come into a pose that you can take yourself to, but you can't breathe in it, it's going to be really difficult. So you want to find, where can I stretch, but where is it still possible for me to have that fluid sound? That's a lot more manageable. And then go ahead and release that foot. Really good. And then go ahead and just press your hips forward. Hug your elbows in toward each other. And bring yourself up to stand. And you're going to take that left leg. You're going to cross it. And you're only going to sit your butt back and down. But the breathing out is taking you down. Inhale, out breath. Breathe in, breathe out. If you could take your fingertips to the floor, feel free. Rocking that weight forward. So again, supporting shoulder joint, elbow joint, wrist. Yeah, stacking those joints really makes this feel like, oh, I can balance. Sink your hips a little lower. But breathe in and out. Take that upper foot, take it back down to the floor, and bring yourself up to stand. Tree pose. You're going to take that right foot to your inner left ankle, possibly. Shin, your inner calf. You might grab the right foot and bring that foot right into the left inner thigh. But the tailbone softens toward the ground. And you take a breath in, and you empty it out. And you take a breath in, and you out with the breath. And then you take your arms behind you, and you just take hand to opposite elbow. And you recognize, wow, if I just press, my arms just kind of are pressing in toward midline, the upper chest will open for you. And then you take your hands over your head, interlace your fingers, press straight up. Lift your gaze and look up. Your standing leg is your rooted leg, so squeeze it. The right knee presses open a little more, just coaxing that right hip open. And then arms release and relax down at your sides. Release the foot. And then tree on the other side. And you keep breathing, you keep bringing the breath in, because without the breath, it's so easy to check out. And that's not just happening in yoga class, that's like across the board. We'll be listening and then we'll be someplace else. So keep breathing in, keep bringing your attention really inward. So really the breath helps turn your attention on. The breath stabilizes you. But a breath that's evened out with the inhale and the exhales, more even in length with one another, brings such an internal balance. And as you cultivate that inside yourself through this practice, then like a tree, you grow deep roots, and whatever's going on around you, you're aware of it, but maybe it doesn't have that same kind of reactive effect. And that's what we practice for. Breathe in and breathe out. Interlace your hands right at your low back and take those arms straight down. Press those arms away from you if you can. And then release arms to your sides. Take the foot to the floor. And take a breath in. And breathe out. Good. And turn your mats this way. Just because I'm trying to keep the focus. And then, with your focus and your body turning this way, bend your knees, sweep up. Sink your hips lower. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Move back to plank. Press through the heels, lengthen the chest wall forward. Rock forward, empty out. Upward dog. Pause, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. In with the breath. Out. Right foot stepping, warrior one. Inhale takes you up. Exhale into warrior two. Arms are reaching. And then let your shoulders soften down. And as you're in warrior two, press that right knee open. Maybe you take just a little bit deeper bend in the knee. But if you're going to go a little deeper, you got to breathe a little deeper. Taking your reverse warrior, use your inhale to get lots of length, lots of space between the upper body, the upper arm, the fingertips, and the right hip. And then feel yourself getting all that reach up top. And then feel yourself get all that reach forward before you move to triangle. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen the spine out there. And then open it all up. Breathing in. And breathing out. And breathing in. Open mouth, out breath. Push your feet down. Bring yourself all the way up. All 10 toes face that front wall, the wall in front of you. Take your hands behind your back. Get back into your feet and legs. Outer edges of the feet are pressing toward the side walls, but the inner ankles are lifting up away from the floor. Not so the whole inner seam of the foot peels off the floor, but just getting a little bit of lift. Otherwise, it's typical that we put too much compression on the inner ankle. Tailbone lengthening, thigh squeezing, and then lift your chest. Pull your chest right up through, like you're pulling it right up through your shoulders. And hips and thighs go forward. Head drops, empty the breath, and then fold. Breathing comes in, breathing comes out. Breathing comes in, breathing comes out. Breathing in, out. Good. Bend your right knee, turn your right toes out, like 2 o'clock or so. You're still in that straddle, but now bring the hands right to the floor. And I want you to just kind of take a lunge on that right leg. And then I need you to shift your left foot out to the side, and you're going to walk your hands over and just lunge on that left leg. And you're just going to go side to side. So you're in that straddle. You're just taking it where your exhales release your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then come back. Bring your hands to your hips. Exhale everything you have. Bring yourself all the way up. See what you see. Left foot's going to turn forward, to face forward. Right foot steps up to meet the left. Bend your knees, sink your hips a little more. Thighs squeezing. Sink a little lower. There's tremendous heat in the thighs, and you have to activate it. Good. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Move back, high push-up. Low push-up. Full breath in. Exhale out. Left foot steps forward. Warrior 1 on the in-breath. Warrior 2 as you exhale. Breathe in. Reverse your warrior. Use your out breath to bend back. Left knee press in a little bit deeper. And then get all that stretch, all that lift, and then go ahead and extend that left arm out in front of you. Left leg straightens. You're going to take yourself to triangle. Make sure your bottom lung is lifted. You don't want it to sink. It's really interesting that as the posture sinks, our mind can sink with it. Breathe. Breathing creates some buoyancy. And if you can create buoyancy where you would normally sink, you've won. Good. Bring yourself all the way up to stand. Root through your feet. 10 toes face this wall again. See what you see. You're right back where you started. Hands to the hips. Press the hips and thighs forward. Tailbone drops down. And then use your exhalation to fold forward again. Breathe in and out. And in and out. Bring yourself up halfway only. Press your tailbone back and your spine forward. Shoulders down. And fold forward again. Inhale. Out. In. And out. This time bend your left knee. Turn your left toes out. Walk your hands over there to meet your left foot. Left foot turns forward and step back. High push-up. Low push-up. Up facing. Downward facing. Inhaling. Out breath. Bring your knees to the floor and make your way out onto your back. And out onto your back, take your legs straight up in the air. And with your legs straight up, take your hands behind your head. And you're going to send all your air through. Good. And then take another breath in. And this time, exhale as you pulse up. And inhale back down. And exhale, pulse up. And inhale. And exhale. And in. And out. And back up. And close your eyes. And decide your number. And very active breathing, very fluid breathing, creates your pulsing up and back. Go for it. And whatever your number is, add 3 more to it. Keep your elbows out to the sides. You can tuck your chin in just slightly towards your chest. And just keep peeling yourself up. And back. And up. And back. And keep bringing it up. And then when you're finished, and only you know when you're finished because you know what you decided. But when you are finished, you're going to take your arms alongside your hips. And you're going to have your hands alongside your hips, but your palms are facing back here as though it's like a stop motion. So take your hands off the floor. Yeah. And you're going to pulse up and back like that. And keep breathing. And keep breathing. And then bend your knees. Take your hands behind your head. Clear all your air out. And you're going to bicycle where you really are conscious that your right elbow goes towards your left thigh. And the out breath goes there when you go there. And then side to side. 10, 9, 8. Up, both feet flex. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Stay with yourself. Don't check out. Good. And another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take all your air, send it through. And then go ahead and you're just going to hug your knees into your chest. And just rock side to side. And you're going to rock on up to flat feet. And as you rock on up to flat feet, you're going to find your way back into a downward facing dog. And in your downward dog, you're going to send your right leg straight up in the air. You're going to bend the knee, you're going to roll it open. Upper foot pressing. And then you're going to sweep it forward. And you're going to walk that foot over to move into pigeon. And if pigeon on your back feels better with your right leg crossed, by all means. But otherwise, you're going to take pigeon. You're going to let that right hip start to sink toward the floor. And your toes and your back foot tries to point straight back behind you. Really good, Kendra. There's nowhere to get to. So you got to meet yourself right where you are and work with what you have. And what you have is breath. So whatever rides up, whatever rises up to the surface of sensation, and however you feel about it inside, breathe that out. Because in a moment, it's not really going to matter. But definitely breathe. Because this is just not an easy pose. So clamp the breath often, but it's so easy to do that. It's kind of instinctual. Like as soon as we feel tension, we just contract the breathing. It's like we just seize it. You don't want to seize it. You want to keep it seamless. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full inhale. Move it all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. For ages and ages, I would do these poses. It's such a discipline, a 90-minute practice, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. And I would take these classes at the most elite studio, like in the world. But I was missing this really essential ingredient in my practice for a long, long time. And that was breathing in and breathing out. Because I kept doing the poses and I'd say, how come I'm not getting any more opening? How come I'm not feeling any looser? I still feel almost even tighter. So the place that you feel tighter is the place you surrender the exhalation. To create an opening where you didn't have it when you walked in is through the exhalations being released. And as I started really studying breath, I started kind of making that my own home self-study home course. My whole entire way of thinking about this practice shifted. Your nervous system shifts as you learn to let go of the breath. We never shift in survival mode. Curl your back toes under. Slide your palms flat back onto the mat. Push off your back foot. Push strongly through the hands, the finger bones. Take that right leg up and out. Bend the knee, roll it open. Inhale, pick the leg up a little higher if you can. Let your exhale just peel your right side open just a tiny bit more. Roll the hip down. Pigeon on the other side. Left foot sweeping up. Left foot exhalation sweeps it through. Bring it over. Sink the hip. Keep it real by meeting yourself right where you are. If you're all knotted up, you got to meet yourself there and just say, fine, I give up. And give in to just letting the breath go. Really bringing attention to the breathing. I was like, is there a drumming class going on back there? Let's just pretend there is. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breath in. Your exhale softens the hip. The body says, I'll relax if you let me just feel safe to do so. So we don't shift in grip. We shift when we just decide to loosen up our grip. Stay breathing in. Stay breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. To me, the action of breathing in and breathing out, it can sound so mundane. That's how I used to feel about it. But now my ego craves simplicity. Craves bare bones, stripping things down and just getting back to the essential. And that's what we do. We come to yoga, we peel away the layers. We have to get some breathing into the body, get out of the head a little bit. We pare things down so we get back to what's bigger, what's more vital. We can put our focus on so much crap. But just to get back to the essential, like, oh, if I make a connection to myself and my body, then I just usually want to connect to other people and decide to connect back into, plug in into my life. But hopefully from a place of more ease, more calm, more compassion, more patience, more empathy, more energy. Curl your back toes under, bring your palms flat. Push straight off those palms and the ball of the back foot. Kick that leg up and out. Bend the upper knee, roll it open. Roll the hip down and bring your foot to the floor. Make your way out onto your back. Cross your right leg over your left thigh. Knees are bent. With the right leg totally crossed over, open your arms out like wings and allow your hips to go to the left. The exhalation takes them there. Breath in where you are. Arms come down lower than shoulder level. Breath comes in. Breath moves through. Breath comes in. Breath moves through. Bring it back up. And take the legs right to the other side. So you still keep the legs crossed. Upper leg is like a weight, and it just kind of makes it a little heavy on that bottom leg, and it gives you just a little more stretch. Stay with your breath, so you stay with your body. Bring yourself back up. Uncross, switch sides. And then take your legs to the right. So left leg's over the right thigh, you take the legs over. Inhaling. Out breath. The more you expel, the more free air you get. Back to center, inhale up. Other side, legs stay as they are. Allow your eyes to close further and further. Keep letting the exhale go, go, go to a place that typically can't reach. And as you take that breath deeper and deeper and deeper down, you'll feel more grounded. You'll sleep better. You'll be more in your body as a real thing, not a concept. Bring it back up. Uncross. And if you think that you would like socks, if you have your socks, let me know and I will bring them over. If you have something, let me know. Are you okay, Kathy? Okay. Do you want your socks, Kendra? They're good? Okay. Do this. Rub your hands together really vigorously. You probably won't mind. Create the heat. When you feel you got some heat, palm your eyes. Releasing tension around the eyes really eases the nervous system. As you release tension around the eyes, your whole body relaxes. Rub your hands together, do it again. And just silently direct your mind toward instructing the eyes to relax back into their sockets. Take in every sound you hear. The rain outside, all the activity around you. Take it all in, like for tonight anyway. It was part of the experience. Not always easy to do, to go with what life hands us. Not even for yoga teachers. Why do you think we practice? But as you learn how to let the breath start to really kind of do you, you breathe to you, that's when you know your nervous system is more settled. So the external perhaps doesn't cause like the same kind of trigger. Yet we practice because that is in itself a practice. Draw your knees very slowly into your chest. And as you hug your knees toward your chest, rock gently from one side to the other. Roll all the way over onto your right side. Curl yourself up. practice is very much about strength and dynamic, active energy. Movers and shakers are drawn to this practice for sure. But the subtle part of the strengthening and the toning and the flexibility is learning how to bring your nervous system down off the ledge. Some days that's easier than others. So as you come to yoga and the external benefits are there for you, if you feel just a little more settled on the inside, you recognize that, wow, we're strengthening the parasympathetic nervous system. Typically, humanity lives in the sympathetic fight or flight energy. So you take the breath longer and longer and deeper into the body, and that's how you shift gears into the parasympathetic. And if I can teach you that, it's not a knowing, it's a feeling you have when you leave class. Then I can really offer you an understanding that's more palpable of the mind-body connection. Take peace and bring it to the body, eases the mind. Bring peace to the mind, body's more relaxed. We just show up better, nicer. So the relaxation is as much of strength as the dynamic. Perhaps it's more so. It's very subtle though. But it's very potent and powerful when we can access it within ourselves. Take a long inhale. Clear your space. Very slowly, press your palms into the floor. Bring yourself on up to seated. Sitting cross-legged. Bring your palms together. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out. Chest toward the floor. Namaste. Very good. Very good. We got through that.